Shades of hip hop, baby.
Shades of Hip Hop,
Her nice, no
mixed
doubt.
video type joint. That's original concept too. I've never seen anything like it.
So it's a star-studded joint. And it's real hip hop, you know what I mean? It's that real hip hop, it's like shades of hip hop, you know what I mean?
Yeah. This is what it is right here for you, man. Original hip hop style music, talk, and culture every day right here on shadesradio.com. We in the building. It's the Bronx Museum right here, of course, in the Bronx. Grand Concourse. We doing our thing. And this your man right here, Kurt Nice. And of course, yo, we got some legends in the building. In actuality, some West Coast legends. That's what it is, yo. Introduce yourself to the people one time.
What's going on? This is Boots Riley from the Coup. I'm out of Oakland, California.
Yeah. And yo, man, just tell us how it's been, man, you know, grinding over the years and stuff like that. Matter of fact, take us back to your original projects and stuff like that. People, you know, stuff people might know about.
Well,
Kill My Landlord and all that
Yeah.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Coup has put out 5 albums. Kill My Landlord, Genocide and Juice, Steal This Album, Party Music, and Pick a Bigger Weapon. That's the last one.
All right.
Yeah, and then I just finished this other project that's gonna come out, and then now I'm working on the next Coup album.
All right. Well, I mean, tell us about your flavor, man. Tell us, like, you know, the style that y'all represent, the revolutionary style that y'all represent.
Let's see. You could do like this. Every death is an abrupt one. Every cop is a corrupt one. If you ain't got no cash up in the trust fund, every cap with a gap want to bust one. Every guest wants a +1. Every tenement's penitent, so every tribe man is innocent. Time served should be the sin spent. Everybody want to hit a lick. Every one of y'all is getting pimped. Every time I spit, them fit a rip. Every cancer is a homicide. Every boss better run and hide. Every human is some kinder black. Every visa got a pin to crack. Every verse is from the cardiac. Every search is involuntary. Every inmate want commissary. Every bank note is promissory. Every broke motherfucker finna form a gang. And when we come, we taking everything.
That's what it is, man. Like, I really appreciate that, man. You know what? Just tell us some of your influences in hip hop. Who made you wanna Who makes you wanna do your thing?
Man, I got so many influences. I think, you know, the biggest early on influence I would have to say would be like Ice Cube. Then, you know, there's smaller influences like Rakim. You know, there's a lot, you know, even people like, you know, because even Too Short, who's from, you know, Two Live Crew, all that type of stuff is the music that they was playing at, you know, when I was in high school, you know. Then I think contemporaries like Nas, even my folks, Dead Prez, you know, I constantly listen to stuff, and you know, it influences my style, you know, different things that I do, and I, you know, I'm always trying to make it better, so I don't really, you know, even though people can still see the continuum of my growth in each record, I'm not really you know, trying to stay stuck in one thing. One thing I'm known for though is like stories and things like that. So that's where like the Ice Cube and the Slick Rick and all that type of stuff.
All right. Well, like, do you think maybe it was part of from being on the West Coast and like maybe the Black Panther influence, something like that, that make y'all do y'all more like have that revolutionary style to y'all or whatever? Or what do you think? Where'd that come from?
Well, that came from me. That came from me being an organizer. You know, that came from me. Before I was a rapper, actually being an organizer, organizing around campaigns for like farm workers unions or against police brutality or supporting women who were being attacked by the state for welfare fraud, different things like that. Me actually being an organizer, trying to get people to take action on a one-to-one basis or in a small group basis, figuring out what is it that their needs are and what are they thinking about and what's the difference between what they're thinking about and what I think needs to be done in this situation. So me thinking about that space between those two positions and those two ideas, that informed where I thought my music needed to go.
And then how did you blend the styles, and how did y'all get together and to form that, you know, thorough blend like that? You have a female MC and
Well, no,
Or
no.
female DJ rather.
Yeah. Well, it all happened little by little. When I started out, I saw that there was a need for what I was doing, and I don't think I was. I knew.
But you could have went along with what everybody else was doing and everything, you know what I'm saying, instead of doing your own style, you know what I mean?
Well, style. When we talking about style, I knew that style wise, I need, and not content, but I knew that style wise, I was just starting. So I knew, and I had the discipline from being in an organization, the discipline that's criticism and self-criticism, and also the idea of dialectical materialism, knowing that everything changes no matter what happens. This rock is not going to stay the same. It's going to deteriorate, or somebody's going to reinforce
All right, hold
it.
up. Let's drop that word on again. Dialectical materialism. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Explain
So
that.
that's a philosophy. Rather than just saying what the words literally mean, it's a philosophy that just says that everything is always changing, and that you can direct some of what that change is going to be. It's going to change with or without you.
But you can help shift it a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
And so me knowing that and having the discipline of criticism and self-criticism, I knew when I started out I wasn't good. I knew that. I knew that, yeah, there would be some people that liked me, but I knew compared to the people that I liked and that I thought were good, that I had a ways to go. And so
that's modesty. Okay.
how do I and so how do I get to that point? I knew that it took practice. I knew that it took continually writing, and I knew that it took the criticism and self-criticism. Now, for the self-criticism, I could do that, but I could be off point. Criticism is harder to come by. Sometimes you got people that's going to tell you that your stuff is tight no matter what, or you got people that's going to tell you your stuff is whack no matter what. The thing is to figure out what they mean when they say what they mean, and be very detailed about that, and also to know them and know what they like and what they don't like. So I had, some friends that would always not like what I was doing, and and but I knew what kind of music they liked. So it all depended on what kind of how they expressed what they expressed, and so I went about that in a real scientific way. I would even go take my stuff to like Circuit City and play it and walk away and see what reaction people got, just to get a genuine feel like that, because in a lot of other art forms that exist. So I did it like in a real mechanical way, in that way. And then as I went on, I was able to do all those little things like the punchlines here, punchlines there. That became rote and easy to do. And so my first few albums, rappers really loved it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they came with it. So I put my ideas into those forms that were being done, and made it. So rappers really loved it. And it was like, and then we got the choruses and the hooks and all that type of stuff. But as I went on, I wanted something deeper. Even though I was giving a message, and it was, and it was technically tight to where people, started respecting me as a good lyricist. I wanted something that meant something deeper, that had emotion and feeling, and something that, and in a way that I was passionate about. Because you could say revolution 500 times, but we heard that word so much. We heard capitalism, we heard, socialism, communism, all those things so many times that we don't even think about it, we don't even feel it, we just say it. So I start talking about the details of existence and how we interact with the need to change the world
in the society,
and and so I started talking about just everything and had to trust myself that I've been so steeped in the analysis of the system that even if I talk about personal situations, that my ideas, if I do it in an honest way, it's going to come out. And then people will relate to it even more.
This is how we do shadesradio.com.